It's a fine line between high risk and high score in Cody Snyder's Bullbustin. On the surface, it looks like a mismatch. 150-pound bull riders matched against mean, explosive bulls that can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. Sounds like the ultimate challenge to me.
Well, it is, Russ. We've got some of the greatest bull riders here in the world getting on the rankest bulls that I've ever seen in Canada. Owen Washburn, the reigning world champ, Aaron Seamus, David Fournier, Canadian champ Wes Sear. Top lineup of bull riders getting on the bulls, the likes of the reigning Canadian champion bucking bull, Kodiak, two-time Canadian champion bucking bull, Trick or Treat. Awesome bull riders, ranked bulls. Should be a great show.
So let's get the show on the road. Here's the voice of Bullbustin 97, Mike Mathis.
Thank you, Russ, and we are set, as you and Cody Snyder promised, the best of the best in Edmonton. We call it Bullbustin. So, Russ, let's get to it.
First round at the Agricom in Edmonton, and Glenn Keeley of Nanton sets the standard with 81 points on Clockwise, who threw in a little counterclockwise, too, just to add to the challenge. 1995 Canadian champion Wes Sear wasn't far behind, 78-point ride on Sutter Club, but that may not be good enough to get him a second one in the short round. A young phenom on the bull riders circuit, Mike White from Cajun country, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 84.5 on Old El Paso. Daryl Palmentier from Risky Creek, BC makes his bid for a spot in the final with an 81.5-point ride on Jimmy Diesel. Scott O'Clair from Crossfield, Alberta was ready for Turbo Teddy. He matches Glenn Keeley's 81 and he'll be in the final showdown round. But Kelly Armstrong is the man who will lead the finalists into the big money round, 87-point ride. You've seen the finished product, but where do these explosive bucking bulls get their start, and what makes them buck?
The majority of the bulls that are bucking today are Brahma Cross. It's the blood, and it's the maintenance factor on them, and it's if their calves keep bucking. There's a lot of cows throw calves that buck, but they don't buck for very long. Our rough calculation is 2/3 of ours make it, and that is exceptional. Like, I'm not going to say 2/3 of those bulls are going to buck until they're 13 years old and get buried on a home place, but they're going to buck. For how long, that's up to the individual animal. Some of them will get 15 trips, some will get 25. Some bulls you can't buck a lot. They'll quit you.
A trip to the Northcott Ranches always tells us where great bucking bulls come from, and the first go-around produced some great scores. Kelly Armstrong with an 87, down to Dean Wilson at 80.5 from the States. So we're going to be ready for Bullbustin after these commercial messages. Well, we are Bullbustin in Edmonton. We are Bullbustin in our finals with some of the greatest matchups and greatest bull riders. Reserve champ of the world, David Fournier, champion of the world, Owen Washburn, Aaron Seamus, the list goes on, world champion, Cody Snyder. How do you see the rides?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, we've got some phenomenal matchups here for our finals today. Glenn Keeley, former Canadian champion bull rider on short fuse, world champion Owen Washburn on the unridden bull, Seeing Stars. It's going to be some good watching.
It will be great. It takes great bulls, and Russ is talking to Harvey Northcott about the bulls.
Harvey, just take me through these with a line or two on each, eh? Fear no evil.
Well, we're kind of high on this bull. He's 6-year-old and doesn't get rode very often, and we'll hook the pockets off their pants if he gets the chance.
Raisin Cane Skull.
Well, he's probably as good as he's going to be. He's 6 years old. He's not a very, very big bull, but they don't ride him very much. They'll get a check on him if they can ride him.
And Trick or Treat, just what, Bull of the Year for 2 years running now?
Yeah, the Grim Reaper's about catching up to him. He's in the twilight of his career.
Really?
Yeah, another year probably. At this pace, these guys ride pretty good here.
Talked to young Kelly Armstrong. He said if he had his pick here in the final, he'd take Seeing Stars. He likes that bull.
Well, he's a pretty nice calf. Todd Braithwaite raised him. He's a grandson of old Panda. Mm-hmm. And he's marked a lot the same as the old bull, other than he has horns.
So he's got pretty good future, has he?
Well, he's just a calf, and he's been bucking extremely well this spring.
Kodiak?
Well, I guess he's our smoke right now.
Yeah. Good as it gets?
Yeah, he don't make many mistakes. He don't get rode very often.
Short fuse.
Well, that's the direct calf off of Copenhagen payment. We had 2 of them here. There was one out earlier, Bragging Rights. They're half brothers, and they're out of Panda heifers.
Yeah. And Bragging Rights, yeah, you had him in the final here too.
Yeah. He's a little bigger than Short Fuse is awful small. He's a lot like the old bull.
Yeah. Small but mighty.
Yeah, he's mighty.
We're in Edmonton at Cody Snyder's Bullbustin, getting ready for the finals, and the man to lead us off, Dave Navarcall, a 2-time Badlands Circuit champion from South Dakota on a bull called Dodge Charlie. Cody Snyder, what's he thinking about the first gunner right here in our finals?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, this guy just wants to get the whistle here. This bull's pretty hard to ride, makes a round to the left. Dave's riding right up, hanging on. Pretty bad eliminator here. I think we're going to get a good score.
Well, we hear the buzzer go off. Now, our 2 judges, they actually hold that stopwatch. We'll have to see if he was there for the ride or if indeed he did not make it, but it says he was there for the 8 seconds. 81 points, an 81.5 to start. That puts him at 162.5 as the man to beat. And you see right here, Cody, he's doing a little work on Dodge Charlie.
You bet he is, Mike. The whole thing, like we said at the start, is get the whistle. It's a 2-head aggregate, so the guy with the highest score on 2-head is going to be the champ. Dave Navarcall, first guy out, could be the only guy to get the whistle with the ranked pen of bulls we've got here.
So he does exactly what he wants to. He gets that whistle, he gets the score, and I think as they have a new saying now, he looks back and says, boys, show me the money, because that's what they've got to do. Somebody's got to outrun him. And here's one of my very favorite guys to try to do exactly that, win some money. Dean Wilson's from Hillsboro, Texas. He's got a bull called Cattleman's Q91. Cody, this could be a match.
You bet. This is one of the rankest bulls going down the road today. Should turn back and spin to the right in the gate, just like I was going to say. A lot of kick, a lot of gas. This is the kind of bull that you're looking for any of you new bull riding fans out there. Bull spins, bucks hard. This is going to be a high mark ride. Should be in the high 80s.
This is the one that he was looking for. Dean Wilson, well, he's got to outrun 162.5. How about this? 87.5. He does it, a new leader, 168. If you watch, Cody, when this bull spins, he goes into his hand, right into his office. That's the way Dean Wilson wanted it.
Well, you bet, Mike. This bull is bucking real hard right here. This is the $6 million bull. There's a lot of money gets won on this bull every year. And, this bull, but in the same token, he bucks a lot of bull riders off. He doesn't get rode that often.
Well, Dean Wilson does it for 168, a new lead. He is the man now we've got to look to beat. And, as Dean Wilson looks down on these horns, he's wearing some bandages on his chin that he's thinking about right now. He's been knocked unconscious the last 2 nights, but this time he's going to remember this bull ride for sure. And I think right now there is a happy young man named Dean Wilson that is standing by to talk to Russ.
Worked out pretty well when you got down from this one. Did you think you were as high as 87?
I figured I'd be pretty close because I knew he was a pretty good bull and had a good reputation.
Well, now you got to hang on and hope it stands.
Heck, I'll get a little bit of money. That's all I care about. I'd like to see everybody else ride their bulls. It's great to see great bull rides. That's what the crowd's here for.
Well, as Dean Wilson says, it is what the crowd's here for. Great bull rides. We got a man coming up, David Fournier, Poolville, Texas, on High-Tech Russell. Cody, what do you think about this one?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mike, this is a pretty bad eliminator, this bull. He jerks a lot of guys down on his head. Look at the size of this bull. Great big spots on him, big horns, trying to jerk David down and hit him in the chin. But David's going on. He's going to make a good bull ride right here.
David Fournier, he hears the whistle. Now, he needed 87 points coming into that ride to take the lead. We'll see if this is going to make it happen or not. 84, it is not there, but it does move him into second place with 165.5 on 2. David Fournier, Cody, this bull jump, leap, duck, dive. This is the kind you'd call an eliminator hard to ride?
You bet. He did everything to pull a knife on him, Mike. This bull's trying to jerk him down, like we said, hit him in the teeth, knock his teeth out, but David makes a good ride.
Well, David has been hot. He won the BBR in Vancouver, and I think right now Mr. Fournier is talking to Russ about the year.
Somebody said he's a little hard to score on, a little hard to ride, too.
Well, I watched him in Vancouver at the Bud Light Cup bull riding in Vancouver. Cody Hart got on him, and he didn't even last around. Real strong bull, a young bull that's very athletic, loves to buck, love what he does, and just a doggone sure bucker.
Well, we are set, and David Fournier's right. They're good buckers in Edmonton. Here's a young man, Scott Auclair, that, well, he has his hands full. He has drawn a bull called Bragging Rights.
Up-and-coming young bull in Northcott's here, Mike. 2 nights ago, this bull was marked a 24 out of a possible 25, so that shows the ability that this young bull has. He's real rank. Scott should be a high mark ride here. He's been doing really well in the last few years. Up-and-coming young bull rider in Canadian rodeo, and look for a good ride here.
Needs 87.5 to take the lead, and he's going to have to be in a hurry to get that done right here, as he is in some trouble from the very start. Cody, tough one to get out of there on.
Well, he was, Mike. Bull kind of reared up and threw his head back in Scott's chest, but, I was expecting this bull to be a lot better than that. He went out there a couple of jumps, turned back, started spinning, and then jumped out of it. If he'd have stayed spinning, Scott could have compensated here and made it back around there. He makes a good move. Bull jumps out of it, moves forward, jerks Scott back on his pockets, and down he goes.
Well, as you said, he got a tough start. He had 1,500 pounds in his chest from the very start. Cody Snyder, y'all talk about getting around the corner. There's some of that right there. Here comes a great Canadian, Daryl Palmatier, Risk Creek, British Columbia, and Cody Snyder. He is on a bull that has some of his own little bit of a reputation.
You bet he does, Mike. He's got Kodiak Copenhagen, 2-time Canadian champion bucking bull. This bull on his day is the rankest bull in the world. Big horns, weighs about 1,800 pounds, and I'll tell you what, when he bucks, this bull is awful rank, and there's not a lot of guys in the world that can get by him.
Daryl Palmatier needs 87 points to take the lead, and he's on a bull that is maybe in his twilight, but right there, he showed that he is indeed everything that he has always said he was.
Well, I'll tell you what, Daryl, this was a little overmatched here tonight. On a bull like Kodiak, you have to do everything right on that particular day. And Daryl, the bull beats him out of here really bad. Bull's fast, quick, turns back to the right in the gate, bucks him off quick. What more can you say?
People see that happen and they think, well, gosh, what could have happened to him? But these bulls, you are so right. You cannot make a mistake. Daryl Palmatier goes out of there with a no score. He needed an 87 for the lead. That one won't work, and we're going to go to another great Canadian.
This is Glenn Keeley on a great bull, short fuse in Northcott's, calf out of the legendary bull Truck Payment. Former Canadian champion bucking bull Truck Payment was, and this bull is real rank. Little bitty bull, pretty small for in bucking bull standards, but Glenn's making a great bull ride.
Great bull ride indeed. Glenn Keeley there, almost, but not quite. See, it's an 8-second ride, not a 7.5. He was looking for a chance at 87.5 points. It is not there. He takes a no score for Glenn Keeley.
Glenn kind of limped out of there a little bit. Bull must have stepped on his leg and, got a little bit of a bruise, but Glenn's tough. He's been riding bulls a long time, and he'll put up with a lot of bruises and get on tomorrow.
Well, Cody, as a former world champion, you understand this business has a set of bruises with it, and right there, as you look at that great replay, you see that bull does come down right there. It looks like on the calf of his leg, Cody.
Well, he sure does, Mike. And there's a saying in bull riding, it's not if you get hurt, it's when and how bad. And, Glenn, fortunately for him here, it's going to be just a scratch today, and he's going to go on to ride again tomorrow.
Tell you what, great bull rider, great Canadian champ right here, Glenn Keeley. And tonight it's not his job, but who knows? He'll fire up and do it all again tomorrow. That's why they call bull riders the toughest athletes going down the road. And that shows you right there, folks. If you want to be a bull rider, then you better be tough to do it. As we're going to get set to go right now, Cody Snyder, I think this has to be the hottest bull rider going. Owen Washburn, Lordsburg, New Mexico, 96 PBR champion.
Reigning world champion PBR bull rider, and this bull is unridden so far in his young career. Bull turns back to left and couldn't take it today, that young bull. When you get guys the caliber of a bull rider that Owen Washburn is, bull was a little overmatched.
I'll tell you what, he's unbelievable. I don't think you can shoot him off one right now with a sniper. This guy, he just sits in total control, and 81 points is what he moves to. He needed 85.5 to take the lead, Cody. That won't quite do it, but again, a great move right there. This guy, taller than most bull riders, but he just seems to have an unbelievable ability to ride bulls.
You bet, Mike. Guy's 6'2", 6'3". Owen, the bull on his day, if the bull had close to his day at all, Owen should have been in the high 80s to low 90s, but some days are dimes and some days are stones, and bulls are like athletes. They aren't going to buck every time.
They're not, but Owen Washburn, he looks like he's going to ride every time. As we recap again to see where we are and how we're doing in Edmonton.
Dean Wilson still leading on 168 points. David Fournier right behind him, then Owen Washburn in third spot. And we've still got more to come and more of Bullbustin from Edmonton.
And welcome back to Edmonton, the Agricom Center, and Cody Snyder's Bullbustin 97. The best bull riders, the best bulls. Right now, 168 points from Dean Wilson in the lead, but don't go away. The man from Auburn, California, Aaron Seamus, PBR finalist, national finalist, and Cody Snyder. He's got a bull called Raisin Cane Skull. This could be big.
Bull's probably got a 95% buck-off ratio, but Aaron Seamus is one of the toughest bull riders going down the road today. Look at Raisin Cane. He's bucking. He's trying everything but pulling a knife on him, like I said earlier. Round spinning away from his hand, round to the right. Aaron makes all the right moves, and it looks like he got the whistle. It should be a high mark ride.
He got the whistle. He needed 83 points. Ryan Burns, you see him catch the hat upside the head. 89.5. A total of 175 on a pair. Cody Snyder, that is our new leader, the man they've got to beat with 2 bull riders remaining.
I'll tell you what, they got their hands full here now. They're going to have a hard time catching Aaron Seamus. You know, this bull bucks real hard. Very, very seldom gets ridden, but when you got this caliber of bulls, you got to have the caliber of bull riders like the PBR champions, Aaron Seamus, Owen Washburn. These type of bull riders can get the job done when it needs to be done on these rank bulls.
Better be glad it was 8 seconds, not 8.01, because you'll see this rope come all the way out of his hand right at the whistle. Aaron Seamus, what a competitor, flew in here early this morning from Tucson, a bull riding there last night. That's part of going down the road. He is the new leader, 175 on a pair. Here's a man I'm looking for, Mike White, Lake Charles, Louisiana. What a great young bull rider. He is one of the young gunners, and I think Russ talked to him just a little earlier.
You're just getting started on a pro career, are you, Mike?
Yes, sir. This is my rookie year, and it's working out so far.
I should say it is. You're going to make a little money here, I think. What's the aim? Vegas in the fall?
You bet. I'm trying my hardest. I'm going hard.
How many shows are you going to have to hit, do you figure, to make it?
I'm going to try to make all 125.
That's the limit, isn't it?
That's the limit.
Yeah. Good luck to you.
Appreciate it.
Well, that is the limit, but this guy's been riding on the edge, and he's got a bull tonight, Cody Snyder, that could be tough.
Oh, you bet. This is a great big bull here. Trick or Treat Skull, 2-time Canadian champion bucking bull, and real smart. This bull gets smarter with age. He starts around to the right end of Mike's hand, and then partway through the ride, whips her back to the left. Just kind of outsmarts the kid today, but I think Mike will do a lot better on this bull the next time he gets on him.
Mike White is truly one of the young guns coming along this year in bull riding and rodeo. In fact, he sits in the top 5 in the world right now in the PRCA, and he is making a mark here in the PBR. He did draw one of the tough ones, a 2-time Canadian champ, Trick or Treat Skull, but this young Cajun is indeed gonna be one of the top bull riders you will find in the country, and let's say the world. Mike White out of there with a no score. That one does not fit. But let's go now to the man from Seven Persons, Alberta. Kelly Armstrong is who we talk about. He needs 88.5 points to overtake Aaron Seamus today. He has drawn Fear No Evil. We had a chance to talk to him a little earlier.
How's the collegiate scene going for you?
It's going not too bad this year. I'm sitting probably in the top 10 in the region. My school's been suffering a little bit this winter. Been rodeoing pretty hard, but I'll have to get back there this spring. College rodeo start next week, and I'll have to get after it.
What kind of bulls do you see in the collegiate ranks? Are they similar?
Some. You don't see as many good bulls there as you'll see it as an event like this, but there's pro contractors have those rodeos, and it's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, listen, good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thanks.
Well, he is not thinking about being a student right now. He's thinking about riding Fear No Evil Skull.
One of the rankest bulls in Canadian rodeo right now. This bull's turning back, spinning to the left, which he does most of the time. And I thought Kelly had him rode. I couldn't believe it. He was, in the middle, and the next jump he's gone. It shouldn't have happened.
Cody Snyder, he needed 88.5 points to overtake Aaron Seamus. I was sitting here right with you thinking that we have his new winner. Kelly Armstrong looked as if he was in total control.
Well, he sure did, Mike. This bull's real strong, and he's pretty smart. Clicks Kelly, see his foot come back there, and Kelly never got his foot down fast enough. And he's awful lucky that he didn't get the pockets hooked off his wranglers right there.
I'm going to tell you what, we talk about bulls being smart. Cody, here's a great example. An old cagey bull that knows he can feel that he's got a seat. He knows he's semi there. He catches him in a bind and does just enough to get rid of him.
You bet. You never do have a really good solid seat on a bull like this. Bull's real ranked tonight, and too bad for Kelly. He could have won first.
That's going to mean that we're talking about Bullbustin right here. And to talk about it, our friend Russ.
The Californian Aaron Seamus claims the biggest slice of prize money from Bullbustin 97 in Edmonton. We'll be back to talk with the champ after this.
Welcome back to Edmonton and the Agricom Center for Bullbustin 97. Our champion, Aaron Seamus, and right now, Russ Peake has the champ.
89.5. Take me through the ride. Did you get just about what you expected?
Yeah, they said the bull could either go to a spin right there to the left and stay in it, or he'd go about a half around to the left and then go back to the right, and that's what he did today. He started around to the left and kind of reared and started to come back to the right, and I kind of rolled over there and got over there pretty far and felt pretty good.
When you got down, what did you think you scored? Did you have an idea?
I wasn't quite sure, I knew it was going to be a good score.
Good enough to win.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
All right, Aaron Seamus is 89.5 on Raising Cane. What did you think of that, both the ride and the bull's performance?
Well, I thought maybe they could have given Aaron a point or two more. It was there was nothing wrong with it, but if they had to, they could have marked him higher. Wasn't out of the way.
Did you think he was going to stick?
Well, I was hoping he wouldn't, but I like Aaron, so I don't mind seeing him ride him.
That brought me to the next question. When you stand back there, most of the time you're hoping they hit the dirt, right?
Oh, exactly. That's why I get paid.
But at the same time, it's good for you, too, if they mark those big scores.
Oh, certainly. And these guys are my friends. If I didn't have them, I couldn't survive either. So, what's good for one guy is good for the other.
It's a good show.
Thank you.
Thanks, Harvey.
That wraps us up in Edmonton, Bullbustin 97. On behalf of Russ Peake, Cody Snyder, I'm Mike Mathis. We'll see you down the road.
There's a lot of sponsors that we'd like to thank. Of course, our title sponsor, Wrangler Jeans, UAP Napa Auto Parts, Justin Boots, Capital Chrysler in Edmonton, Crossroads Hotel in Calgary, and CFCN Calgary for all their support. Thank you. We'll see you October 4th in the Saddle Dome in Calgary and October 25th in the arena in Winnipeg. We hope you all come out and see it and have a good time.